My next question to Donald Trump would have been, so, okay, if you are elected, would you work on changing or tweaking our, quote, free enterprise system? Trump has obviously benefited from this free enterprise system and a political structure, by the way, that he said has been for sale to the highest bidder because on more than one occasion he was the highest bidder. Is he ready, dare I say, to remake our free market system? I want to bring in my good friend, Jim Rogers, who's agreed to come on the show. Jim, I got to ask you, there's a lot of things here. By the way, thank you. You're one of the most successful people I know personally. You've done extraordinarily well for yourself. When I listen to this and the other issues that Donald Trump has mentioned before, and I hear him say, it's very hard if you have a free enterprise system to do anything about that. It hints that perhaps if elected, he would tweak that. Do you think America's ready to tweak our free market system?
Well, I, for one, hope he doesn't change the free market system. What's he going to do? Turn us into socialists? He's going to turn us into Moscow?
Well, we'll cap CEO pay.
Why didn't you say to him, well, what about your family? It's the same thing. He's talking about CEOs putting their friends on the board. Everybody in his family works for Trump.
Well, there's all kinds of isms out there. I wish I was there. That was on CBS, and I was really upset. I wish, by the way, we've been working on a Trump interview. We'll get him real soon. But that's just what I'm saying. It's so interesting that the guy worth $10 billion, who inherited a fortune and made it a larger fortune to his credit, would be angry or express some sort of dissatisfaction with the fact that people who run companies with 30,000, 50,000 employees in 50 different countries happen to make a lot of money. That's really worrisome stuff to me.
Charles, he's turning into a politician. He's saying what he thinks the people want to hear. He doesn't cut his salary. You think when he was working on TV or when he was working for Trump Enterprises that he was cutting his salary? Of course he wasn't.
But having said that, there is something in this country when people's salaries have gone down and CEO pay has gone up. And I think the number is 303 to 1, depending on what measurement you use. It does feel obscene. Is there something that has to be done about that, even from the corporate side? Not saying policy-wise, but what does the American business system do to address something like that?
Well, Charles, who's going to decide? You? Donald Trump? I mean, who's going to decide what is right and what is wrong? I might prefer to let the market decide.
Let the market decide. But what I'm saying is, I think if we wait, if the business community says, don't worry about it, at some point, maybe enough people get enough pitchforks on both sides of the aisle that the government does end up finding a way to decide.
They may well do that, but that's not going to be good for the country, the future of the country. Throughout history, Charles, all over the world, you've had great disparities. You go back to Japan 300 years ago, or India 500 years ago, or China. I mean, there were huge disparities. The world somehow survived. Sometimes it led to revolution, but somehow the world survived.
Is there a perfect formula, though? Is there a way to say, okay, this is right? In your mind, as a business person,
the only one
when you invest in companies, do you even think about that, the disparity between CEO pay and what the company is doing?
No, I think about the results of the company, and ordinarily, if a company is doing well, the CEO is getting rewarded. That's what you want. If you were a baseball player, some baseball players get paid a whole lot more money than other baseball players. Do you think that's fair, or should they all make the same?
I don't think it's fair, but I mean, I think it's fair.
I think it's fair.
I don't think they also make the same. No, I'm saying when it comes to baseball, it doesn't. I know what you're saying, but I'm just saying the establishment or the masses are really angry about this. Has been a topic that's been brewing for a long time.
That's a different question. That's a different question. If people are angry, yes, that's why Trump is saying it. Trump knows people are angry.
But
so
you think it would destroy our economy if something like that were put into place?
I don't think it would destroy the economy, but it would be another step towards making our economy less competitive.
All right.